Okay, Coach, the Broncos are coming off a split in kind of two atypical games for the Broncos there, a 7-6 win and then a 6-3 loss against Omaha. Why don't you just kind of recap the weekend and then looking forward to a great series against North Dakota?
No question, we're excited about our series this weekend with North Dakota. But looking back at the past weekend, when you win the first game, you're obviously disappointed when you don't finish it off and get the second win as well. You mentioned about being uncharacteristic for us with the number of goals we allowed. There was a reason for that, and certainly Omaha is a very good offensive team. We recognize that, but the other side of the equation, which is something we can control, is we need to be better in our overall defensive game. Our commitment to blocking shots and keeping the traffic out of the front of our net was not as good as it needed to be. But an exciting game on Friday night for the fans. I'm sure it was very exciting. If you're a coach standing behind the bench, it was pretty nerve-wracking, but found a way to get the win there. Actually thought we started probably as well as we've ever started in a hockey game the first 8 to 9 minutes on Saturday night, and had multiple chances to score. Their young goaltender played extremely well. We didn't take advantage of our opportunities. They got the lead. We battled back, and very disappointing to tie the game in the third period and then give up a goal on a face-off scenario where we just had to execute better. But disappointed getting the split in with the fact that we won the first game. Looking forward to North Dakota. We know the type of team that we can expect. They play the game the right way. They're physical. They're very hardworking, determined. They wear their colors with a lot of pride, and you can look at a North Dakota team from 10 years ago and a team from 5 years ago, a team from last year and the team this year, and they all play the same. They compete, they battle on every puck, and they wear that crest very proudly. So we got our hands full. Had a couple of good games with them up in Grand Forks this year, battled real hard and won the second game up there, 3-1, and an empty goal by Mike Rebry and 2 tremendous goals by Wade Allison. Had obviously Ben Blacker on top of his game as well there too, and we're going to need all those ingredients when we play them. It's a lot of fun for our fans. It's always packed here when North Dakota comes to town, so I encourage everybody to get out and get a ticket. Even if they tell you there aren't any tickets coming, we'll find a way to get you in.
What have you thought about how the team has handled the success they've found this year? I mean, as far as, I guess, the 3 or 4 straight weeks in the top 10 now, have you been pleased with how they've still come to work, still grinding, knowing that really it doesn't technically mean anything where you're ranked?
Well, I think the bottom line to that question is when you ask the question as to how are we dealing with having success this year, and I think the thing that all of our players would say, what success? We haven't done what we want to get done yet, and we're looking forward to, where we sit at the end of the season. We're just approaching it game by game. So, although other people may be defining our success for us or looking at rankings and so on, I think our team's done a very good job of putting the blinders on and just keeping their focus straight ahead, and that's what it is right now. We've got a real battle this weekend to beat a really good North Dakota team on Friday night. Anybody that wins the NCHC, and I'm sure every coach in our league would say the same thing no matter where they're placed right now. To win the NCHC, you got to go through the defending champions first, and defending national champions, University of North Dakota. So we're just worrying about the next game, and we'll let everybody else worry about our success. And we'll call it a success once we get to the end of the year and where we are where we want to be.
We have 2 fantastic promotions coming up this weekend, Coach, with honoring the football team on Friday night and then obviously the annual Ice Duchesne game on Saturday. Can you just touch on both?
Well, certainly talking about Friday night and the fact we're honoring our football team, and I attribute some of our success this year that we've had up to this particular point, if we wanted to define it as such, to the fact that we got a real impetus on our campus from the way that our football team not only played and won, but conducted themselves as well. And they represented our university with a very high standard. And, that's, I think, commanded respect from every other team on this campus. And we want to recognize them in getting to the Cotton Bowl and playing really hard against a very, very good Wisconsin team. I mean, they inspired a lot of people, not only on our campus, but in this community. And we want to certainly recognize them. And then Saturday night is a very, very special game for us. It's the Ice Duchesne game, and it's our way of recognizing a disease that inflicts a lot more young people, young boys, than we would maybe want to realize. And Ken Dickey and his crew in charge of all our special events have done a tremendous job in bringing attention to this very special disease and how it inflicts so many young people. We're honored to be able to recognize and help out, obviously, in the name of Rob Facca, former associate coach here, and his son Louis Facca were the first ones. But what we come to realize is that there's so many other families that have been impacted by it, and it's a disease that we do not know a lot about at this particular point, and it's in research, and they're trying to find ways to make sure that they can help these young boys, and we're just trying to do our part here. But a very special cause, and I know the University of North Dakota will help us in recognizing this disease, and we're expecting a packed house of people here that want to contribute to that as well.
Just kind of building off that, does it give you a sense of pride of what that particular promotional night has become year in, year out, the way that the people who support this program also support that cause?
Well, I think it does. It gives us a great deal of pride to be involved in something like this. Our players are community service oriented. They're quality young men, and they take a great deal of pride in wearing the special patch that we're going to be wearing. A lot of them were our seniors were all here with Rob Facca and remember Louis very much. And Louis was at our game against Nebraska Omaha as well, though we didn't get to see him. But no, we take a great deal of pride in doing anything that we can to help other people out. I mean, at the end of your life, you can be a hockey player or NHL player and have made $100 million sitting in your bank account. But when you're laying on your deathbed, it's looking back and seeing how you helped other people that's going to make the difference. How many people did you make a difference for? And this is our way of trying to make a difference.